Shopping can be a competitive sport for some, but pepper spraying your competitors to get ahead in line? Yep. That's what happened at a Los Angeles neighborhood at the store last night, and police are now searching for the woman who did this. BJ Bernstein is on the case. Nice to see you. Apparently she was there with her two small children. I know, it makes you shake your head.
It does.
So they're looking for her. Once they find her, if they find her, what kind of charges could she face?
She could be looking at felony battery charges under California law. And maybe multiple counts, because for each person who is affected by the spray, that's a victim. So although there may have been one spray, you could argue, and the police probably will charge her for each person who suffered injury or felt the pepper spray, if they find her, which they've got videotape that they're looking at now.
Well, you mentioned the different people that have been involved. I want to say the number was something like 15. They were taken to the hospital because of the burns from the pepper spray. So specifically, what kind of case would they have?
Well, the interesting issue always with these are, you know, whether there's any civil liability. This woman, chances are, suing her, she probably doesn't have anything. So the question becomes liability of the store. And that's going to be the real issue for retailers, not just Walmart, who's in this particular instance, but any retailer. When they start setting these hours and the crowds are coming, how are they handling the security? I mean, you can't protect for everything, but are they taking reasonable steps to keep shoppers safe? Because as we roll the time back and we move it to nighttime, and I got to confess, last night I had a late night. I was out in the country on a farm with a friend and driving back late at night, and I thought, gosh, you know, this particular store where I wanted a microwave, I could swing on by. And then I thought, do I really want to be in the middle of that? And I said, you know, I'll wait till this morning. And I think that's something that you add nighttime, people imbibing perhaps over their dinner, and then they're agitated, and crowd control. It's kind of like being at a crazy football game, and are they preparing for it?
You need the security. You have to have the security for these people. Next case, we talked about this earlier in the week, this family of a Florida woman. She disappeared after appearing on the People's Court. She's releasing more photos, and I guess her family is now releasing this voicemail. Michelle Parker is her name. She left this voicemail on her father's phone. What's on the voicemail? Well,
the voicemail, I'm not sure about the voicemail, to be honest, exactly what was said, but I know that they're looking at this, her ex-boyfriend.
Ex-fiance, right?
Ex-fiance. But that's been the case the whole time. They've been looking at him as a potential suspect, but at the same time, it's reported that he's cooperating with police, that he gave his computer over. And, you know, the hard part about this case is the circumstances themselves. People's Court. Here it is, again, reality shows can go bad. And you put in, again, people who are agitated, who have a problem with someone else, in an atmosphere that it's not a real courthouse. When I go to court and people are agitated, I have deputies there watching to make sure it's safe, not TV people. And yet the people who are the litigants, they don't know. I mean, they know it's not real, but when you're in there, I'm assuming you feel like it because it feels real. So I wouldn't necessarily jump to the conclusion, yes, there had been problems with the fiance, but it could be somebody else.
Forgive me for interrupting, but they were at the People's Court to begin with because, like we mentioned, ex-fiance, they were engaged. It was over this ring. I guess she got furious and she chucked the ring.
Exactly.
So that's why they were there.
And that's why they were there. And yet at the same time, she apparently told her mother that was her worst experience of her life. She wished she had never been there. And you know, that's what happens with reality programming. When you catch people in raw moments, they later regret. I know I've had clients even on televised court trials say how much it impacted them later when people were watching it, or they thought about the fact that the world was watching them. So we don't know what happened to this young woman yet, and we just have to watch and pray for her family that she may turn out okay somewhere.
Hopefully so. BJ, thank you so much. Nice to have you not on trial and sit next to me today. Thank you. Have a good weekend.